A pleasant good evening to you all. I'm Shane Harris. This is where we're almost halfway through season number 2 of Shane Harris Tonight. This season, unlike next year and last year, there is going to be just one European cartoon on this journey. Just one. And, of course, it's coming from the French. And this one's a bit different, because this one isn't like something completely nuts or anything. This one, let's just say, it actually has its own vibe. And some dare to call it a ripoff of Miraculous. Spoiler alert, it is not. The only European entrant in Season 2 of Shane Harris Tonight is the French JADE ARMOR. This series did not come to the United States, despite having HBO be one of the co-producers, alongside Germany's RTL and the French television network operation known as France Télévision. Yes, the same people who worked on Code Lyoko for the now defunct Dargod. Now, this project is owned, distributed, and produced by Team 2, who happens to be the same people behind Angelo Rules, which we will get to when Season 3 happens. And they also provided the animation for Disney's Elena of Avalor. So, if you want to experience some of Team 2's finest work, including a prototype version of this show right there that you're looking at, I suggest you go into the description box and click on the link in the description below, so you can check out a very interesting Team 2 animation demo video. And now we get to the main discussion at hand. Since this show is much more friendlier in terms of the rights holders, let's get talking. This show came out in the early 2020s, and some dare to call it a miraculous ripoff. Because, come on, you got a teenager, you have a crazy mythical story featuring talking animals and a whole lot of ass-kicking, and it's French. Yeah. But it's not a ripoff. Its animation is CG, it has plenty of violence, and it has a very convenient and a pretty decent storyline, mind you, that doesn't have any stupid love angles that are long and drawn out to the point where it's getting annoying after years on end. So, there you go. This show has a lot of international appeal. Not only because I already mentioned that the producers is a mixture of American, French, and German producers, but also the fact that it's broadcasted in several different languages across Europe and the Middle East. Because of HBO's involvement, this has been shown on Cartoon Network's foreign feeds, and also through HBO's Max streaming service out there. Plus, it would do the same thing in Canada. But the fact that it never came to the States really raises my eyebrows. But, not to fear, all 26 episodes of this series, yes, it only had one season, just 26 episodes, so it should be easy to devour, is all on YouTube. So there you go. The question now comes to the mind is, who the hell is the one on the poster? This is Lan Jun, a teenage girl who happens to be just your average person. But little did she know that she came across these animals, all of whom would mysteriously talk after Lan Jun would pick up a little bracelet that's appropriately colored jade. Surprisingly, that bracelet and the animals that surprisingly can talk to her when she's wearing such bracelet could actually connect her to a mythical warrior of the past that somehow comes about out of nowhere because, well, in the show's canon, apparently, there's been several incarnations of this, the Jade Armor warrior itself. This, for Lan Jun, would be the first time we, the audience, would be introduced to the character in action as such character from the past, who happens to live in a city that kind of reminds me of a less congested, more refined Hong Kong, because some of the buildings are written in Chinese and in English. And I do love the art style too. And especially for the episode title cards, they all have a unique little, 2D style, which I approve. Absolutely. Sorry if I'm scratching my foot down there because I've been taking care of other business as of late. Anyway. When she wears this uniform, where she basically hides her identity, and thus becomes the Jade Armor warrior herself, she would be greeted with a whole bunch of powers that she gets to handle. Which I'm not going to spoil for you because you gotta watch the show, because this is linear television. The kind of TV that actually makes Shane Harris Tonight worth watching. Well, for the majority of them. So yeah. Once you watch it, it's a pretty good show. Despite the fact that the English cast isn't that well known at all, unfortunately. So, welp. So, if you're looking for a great watch, here you go. And, oh, by the way, remember the Ben Z. Johnson person that I talked about when I did my first episode of Shane Harris Tonight, aka the State of DNAs? Well, he actually did a review of Jade Armor as well. So I suggest you check that out as well, for a slightly more professional and slightly less copyright safe take of said show. We'll have to pray how this show performs in the second Mayhem tournament, because this is the only European in this year's event. We are not done with the female-driven cartoons yet here on Shane Harris 9 Season 2. Next week, we go back to the United States. Albeit this time, it is the revival of a very obscure kind of superhero. You'll be surprised about what this one may be. You'll know next Friday night. Till then, I'm Shane Harris. We hope you enjoy this Friday evening.